Last year, I discovered XR glasses just before a couple of 15-hour international flights. And then I spent the year reviewing several models of XR glasses from 4 brands to cover on ZDNET. One of my favorites that I ended up buying as gifts for others was the VITURE Pro. And for the past couple of weeks, I've been traveling in planes, trains, and automobiles with a new pair from VITURE. Hello everybody, this is Matthew Miller, otherwise known as Palm Solo, and thanks for visiting the Mobile with Matt YouTube channel. Please subscribe for more reviews and to support this channel. And if you enjoy the content, share it on your social networks and with family and friends. Before we get started in the review, check out the links in the description below to order your own VITURE XR glasses and various accessories. There's also a code below for 10% off several of the accessories available from VITURE, but just not the new glasses. VITURE announced a new lineup of glasses for 2025, the Luma series, along with a future Beast model that looks to be the flagship of all XR glasses. I'll talk more about the Beast in the future once we get more details, but you can check out the VITURE website for launch information on that new XR glasses. VITURE also revealed that the Luma version would be launching in September for $399 and the Luma Ultra in August for $599. The Luma saves you $100 off the Luma Pro that we're going to talk about here, but it still offers improvements over the VITURE Pro, and it uses that USB-C connector to connect to the glasses that some people prefer over the magnetic connector system. The Luma Ultra offers a higher brightness, a microphone, and integrated 6 degrees of freedom for an additional $100, so there will eventually be glasses for everyone across the spectrum of XR glasses. As you can see mounted on my face, not connected to anything right now, I was sent the VITURE Luma Pro. Comes in this very nice carrying case, which is different than the previous black and orange cases. Now I've got this kind of light gray case with a blue interior inside. And in typical fashion for VITURE, they do have a little separator there for the cable, which is great to see. I was sent these VITURE Luma Pros a couple of weeks ago, along with the VITURE Pro mobile dock, the 8BitDo advanced gaming controller, and a VITURE USB-C adapter. I was very happy with the 2024 VITURE Pro XR glasses, and I didn't think there was much more that VITURE could do to improve them. But the company once again proved me wrong. Let's start off by looking at what has been improved from the VITURE Pro to the VITURE Luma Pro. One of the main improvements in these new glasses is the wider field of view. So we're seeing this as the new lenses that are coming out, the new Sony lenses, the micro OLED displays that are being used. We're seeing more field of view increases. Now the VITURE Pro had 46 degrees. The new VITURE Luma Pro has a 52-degree field of view. With that field of view and new displays inside there, it also comes with larger displays. So before, measured at 3 meters distance, there was a 135-inch display. That's now increased to a 152-inch display. The resolution's also been bumped up from 1080p to 1200p. And there's a little bit better fit. There's now tilt adjustable side frames, and then there's also some flex in the frames itself. There's also magnetically attached nose pads, so they simply attach with a magnet. You used to have to kind of slide it in and out. It was a little bit difficult. With a magnet, you simply pop it off and pop it on, so you can find your perfect fit with those silicone nose pads. There's also 2 sizes for the different ranges of IPD each person might have, and I think I was sent the medium, which should cover most people. There's also a large size for wider eye sets. There's also another feature on the glasses that these pre-production models currently don't support, and that's the light-up display. So there's some customizable lights that I'll talk about in a little bit that are on the other glasses, but not on this pre-production unit. So that's pretty much most of the improvements over the VITURE Pro. It's nice to see the price is still being held at that $499. A few of the things that I really have liked over the last couple weeks is that increased resolution is great. VITURE describes this as a 4K-like and states that the display is 50% sharper than the VITURE Pro. I can definitely tell there's a difference. I don't know about 4K or non-4K. My eyes aren't that great. I have 1080p TVs all throughout my house, and that's perfectly fine with me. So to bump it up a little bit more and 50% sharper, I'm good to go. Also has very comfortable fit and finish, right? With all of those new adjustments to be able to find just a perfect fit, I'm finding them very comfortable for hours and hours of wear. The audio before was great with Harman, and it continues on. They do have a partnership with Harman, so there's excellent audio through the glasses. They still have the myopia correction diopter adjustment dials on board. I'll talk about those in a little bit and why I like and maybe don't dislike them as well. And the last and major reason that I really like these really has to come down to the Spacewalker application. I can have up to 3 virtual displays for my MacBook Pro and my Surface Pro, in addition to the laptop display itself. There's privacy there, travel with a single laptop, and enhanced productivity. I also like the 3D option for iOS and Android to add some enhancements to your own content. There's a couple things I don't really like about this, especially now that I've had the opportunity to try out the X-Real 1 Pro glasses. There's very limited onboard controls on the glasses themselves. There are 3 buttons, and there's some functions with a single press, double press, press and hold that you've got to kind of learn to navigate these glasses. But even those have pretty limited support. You really are going to have to dive into that Spacewalker application on a Windows or Mac computer in order to really customize that full experience. And on an iPhone or an Android device, there are limited controls. Spacewalker has some things in there, but it's not as functional and capable. You can't do as much as pushing the screen away, bringing it closer, blowing it up, things like that that you can do on the X-Real glasses. But it is a good experience out of the box, but there just are some limits on our onboard controls. I mentioned the Spacewalker on iOS and Android. That's great for the 3D conversion, but I'm really not into watching media through Spacewalker on iOS and Android. I prefer to launch the native Apple TV, Netflix, or whatever content that I'm streaming from, because if I use the Spacewalker application to then open up that media, I have to log in separately from the logins that are on my phone, and I'm just getting tired of all those kind of logins. So I pretty much stick with native apps and just connect the glasses and watch it that way. As you can see on the VITURE website, there's several other accessories that work with the glasses. One of them that I've tested out a few months ago is the VITURE Pro neckband. And this is an Android-based device that provides content and a very portable experience for the VITURE glasses. And as you can see, this has a magnetic cable that connects to the VITURE glasses. The experience with the neckband is similar to an Apple Vision Pro experience, because Spacewalker launches by default when you connect the glasses, and you see a 3D launcher kind of experience in there. And you can watch all the 3D content, and you can take all that content with you. You won't kill the battery in your phone, which is really nice to have. Priced at $299 or $399, that depends on the level of storage that you purchase. And it allows you to really enjoy lots of content without messing with your smartphone, and it's seamless connectivity. VITURE also has the Pro mobile dock. It's a large capacity 13,000 milliampere battery that supports up to 2 people connecting XR glasses. So I currently have the little case and my switch in here. Case holds the battery, holds the mobile dock to the switch, and then there's 2 connection points on the bottom here for 2 sets of glasses. So you can actually have partner gaming. If you're on an airplane sitting next to somebody, you can both be playing a Nintendo Switch game, or if you didn't want to connect to a Nintendo Switch, you can connect that to your source media, and you can both be watching the same movie with the VITURE mobile dock. The VITURE mobile dock is also a key component to using the new Switch 2, which does have some oddities with connecting some XR glasses. So that virtual mobile dock is really what you're going to want to get. The Virtual Mobile Dock Pro, it's available for $129. And that dock mount that's on there is an accessory for the Nintendo Switch, and that's only $29. If you're going to be someplace where you're going to have many hours of using your glasses, you're going to want this USB-C XR charging adapter. This charging adapter allows you to connect one end to your phone, the other end to the glasses, and then there's another USB-C port so you can charge it. So that way you can keep your phone charged up while you're watching media, and also you're going to need this as well, because that's the accessory that provides the head tracking within the iOS and Android Spacewalker application. It is a bit expensive at $79, but use that code below to save 10%. There's also the new VITURE 8-bit Do Ultimate Mobile Gaming Controller, and currently this works with Android phones. I currently have an S25 Ultra in there in between. As you can see, the S25 Ultra or your Android device mounts in between the controllers, and there's plenty of buttons and joysticks and triggers on this device. You can customize it. You can really turn your smartphone into a portable gaming console. You actually just play the games right on the phone screen itself, plug into this bottom USB-C port, plug in those VITURE Luma Pro glasses, and then you have a big screen experience in front of you with the controller right around the device as well. And that's a really cool accessory. I haven't spent a ton of time with it. I'm going to try to use it some more for some key games, and then maybe post another video with just the controller itself. This controller really is only $79, and it's a pretty cool accessory to have. So recently the Nintendo Switch 2 launched. I have not purchased that device, I'm pretty happy with the Switch 1. I have so many different controllers and other things for that device. I'm not planning to upgrade anytime soon. However, I understand that these glasses do work with the Switch 2, so if you do have a Switch 2, keep an eye on that. Also, these pre-production glasses don't have that dynamic lighting effects that I mentioned. There's a button on the right side of the glasses. If you press it once, it turns off the electrochromic effect. If you do a double press, it can launch and turn on the dynamic lighting effects. I understand from the pictures and images that some of the lighting on the end of the glasses, some of those lights light up. I don't know quite what that function is for, since it's behind you and not in front of you, but it does make the glasses stand out a bit and maybe get some attention. For me, that would be great because that would likely get people to ask me questions about these glasses, and just about everybody I show them to wants the glasses. I spent the majority of my time with the VITURE Luma Pro watching video content while traveling and commuting. I also used it with my MacBook Pro while working away from home in my office, and it was essential to providing multiple displays, and it seriously increased my productivity. In the past, when I would travel with just a laptop, either a Surface Pro or a MacBook, that display, 12-inch, 10-inch, it's very, very limited. Even 15-inch, it's very, very limited to me when I'm used to working on multiple displays in the office. But with those glasses, I can just make that connection, put the glasses on, and I have 3 or 4 displays at my disposal, and it really does improve. Now, I've seen a lot of comments of people saying the text isn't as clear as a big high-resolution display. Of course not, it's not. But it is very, very usable, very clear. I have no problem working 8-hour days with these glasses, multiple displays on a laptop while on the go. Without even launching the Spacewalker application, the glasses appear as a separate or additional display, and then the display settings of your selected computer can be used to extend or mirror your primary display. But Spacewalker is what you really want because you have so many different options for how you want to set up these additional displays. You can enable smooth follow in the Spacewalker application so that the virtual displays move with you smartly. Now by that I mean when you turn your head, they don't go back and forth and dance, but if you turn your head and hold it, it'll kind of follow and reposition itself. Or you can have those displays stay in place. They don't move quickly to the side to side and make you dizzy. They move slowly and follow you smartly. There are also several other settings controllable by the Spacewalker software, so you can set things up exactly how you like them. VITURE continues to move XR technology forward and remains the one company I know of that offers manual myopia adjustment dials on the glasses. There's some debate about whether or not this is the best option for the care of your eyes, but in my use over the past year and a half, I've not seen any detriment to my vision, but I have enjoyed using the VITURE Pro with and without glasses and contacts, so it's a trade-off I'm willing to make at this moment. VITURE does state that the utility of diopter controls is reduced with the increased field of view. So this may be a feature that we don't see on future glasses, but at this point, with that 52 degrees field of view, it works perfectly. Spacewalker is an extremely useful application when using the glasses on my MacBook Pro and my Surface Pro, and the 3D capability of my phones is pretty slick too. That 3D capability isn't something that just jumps right out at you. So within the Spacewalker application on your phone, you have the option to view the different media, and you can switch to your own media, the pictures that you capture, videos that you capture, YouTube, and then Netflix on a Mac or a Windows computer. And then you can switch and enable the 3D capability, and then you press and hold the right button on the glasses and it'll switch into 3D mode. And it's pretty slick to see your own pictures and videos turned into 3D without any other software or any other conversions going on. I've also been testing the XR One Pro glasses. There's definitely some reasons to consider using those XR glasses with their fantastic onboard control and the X1 chip. Stay tuned for a comparison video between the VITURE Luma Pro and the XR One Pro in the future. Thanks to VITURE for the opportunity to test out these glasses and accessories. Nearly everyone I show them to has either then purchased a pair or I bought them a pair as a gift. If you travel by plane, you ride public transportation, you want to enjoy a big screen experience wherever you are, or you want to have multiple virtual displays when you just have a single laptop display with you, you should seriously consider the VITURE Luma Pro XR glasses. There are many use cases for these kind of XR glasses. There's a camera now on the front. It's an RGB camera. Not much has been enabled yet, but stay tuned for some future basic 6 degree of freedom capability out of the VITURE Luma Pro. The VITURE Luma Ultra will have 6 degree of freedom out of the box when it launches. So there's a lot of functionality coming. So stay tuned, keep your glasses, keep the Spacewalker software updated, and stay tuned for much more from VITURE. Thank you everybody for watching. Please subscribe, share with others. Come back Interact with me here, ask questions, and may the mobile force be with you.